Hello, hello. We are going to talk about the brutal truth of self-acceptance. And I actually have three brutal truths that I want to share with you. I also have 3 steps towards self-acceptance. So welcome, welcome. This is our weekly video. Chew on this. This is where Real Fit gives you the food for thought that is much, much needed in the diet and fitness industry. So this gives you some things to think about and a different perspective to look at your life and your body and fitness and food. So I am Dana Lee. I'm your host, and I am a fitness and mindset coach. I help women go from food obsessed to body blessed. So I know a thing or two about self-acceptance because for me personally, I was blocking self-acceptance for a very long time. And I lived in struggle, and it was actual anguish. Like it was painful to want so badly to accept myself, yet I resisted accepting myself now today because it's not ultimately where I wanted to be. So it was very conflicting. I didn't understand it. It was confusing. So if you're joining me live, go ahead and type in chat, say hello. You are welcome to ask me questions as we go. I will do my best to read your comments and questions and answer them appropriately. So let's dive into our 3 truths. Okay, so I'm dropping some truth bombs on you. So the first thing is self-acceptance does not mean full-on self-love. Okay, so I had this idea that, well, I don't love how I look, so therefore I can't accept how I look. Self-acceptance is self-respect. Okay, so it's more identified with self-respect than absolutely just blindly being la-da-da-da-da, I love myself. Perhaps that is not where you're at. You can still accept yourself, okay, without being full on in self-love. So I'm talking specifically on physically your body image, what you look like, because that's who I help. I help women with their body image so we can break through, release that, and gain freedom in our life. So that's my truth number 1, okay? Truth number 2, accepting yourself does not mean progress stops. So this idea that, well, I can't accept myself because if I do, that means the shit's going to hit the fan, everything's going to fall apart, I'm going to undo everything that I've worked for. We make this mean a bunch of things in our head, and none of those things are true. What is true is that self-acceptance is actually how you're going to progress in your life. Okay, so this idea that progression stops when you accept yourself is bullshit. Okay, so truth number 3, this one is huge, and you may want to get out a pen for this one. Where you are is not who you are. Okay, this is extremely profound. Where you are is not who you are. All right, and we're going to dive into that in a little bit. So I want to talk, now that I've got the 3 truths out of the way, now I want to talk about the 3 steps you can take towards self-acceptance. And why do you want to take steps towards self-acceptance? Now, why is this even important? Because self-acceptance is actually what unlocks the freedom and the potential for you to actually live in a body that you love, that is fit and healthy on your terms. It is the secret unlocking of that actually happening in your life with more ease and less struggle. Okay, so self-acceptance is what will help pave a path towards actually experiencing a fit and healthy body with greater ease and less struggle. Okay. All right. So let's start with our step number 1 on this 3-step process. So step number 1, you have to take personal responsibility for yourself. 100% personal responsibility. Now, what that means is, looking back, you want to look at your life and all the decisions you've made and the choices you've made, and look at how each decision and each choice layer upon one another. And that is how you have come to be where you are right now. So if you can acknowledge that and take personal responsibility, say, yep, I made those choices. Yes, I made those decisions. and therefore I received this outcome. That is step number one towards freedom. Okay. Step number two is that you want to separate where you are from who you are. Okay. So I just shared that profound truth that where you are is not who you are. So obviously, this is going to be part of our 3-step process, right? You want to take a look at where you are right now in your life. What's happening with your health, your fitness, your career, your relationship, and who are you inside as an individual? We can get really wrapped up in our identity here and make our outward appearance of our bodies make it our identity as it's who we are. And what if there is the place in your life and the chapter you're in is actually not part of inside of who you are as a human and a soul and a being. Okay, so that is part of identifying how to break free from it. All right, so that's step number two. Now it brings us to step number three, which is to let go of the lie that you keep telling yourself that beating yourself up is actually going to create progress in your life. That if I block the self-acceptance, I don't accept. And if you continue to tell yourself that lie, then you're going to continue to perpetuate the problem. Okay, so step three is to let go of the lie. It's time to reframe it. And I have a little power statement for you. So you might even want your pen for this one too. Self-acceptance gives me the power to go where I want to go and be who I want to be. All right, I'm going to say that again. Self-acceptance gives me the power to go where I want to go and be who I want to be. All right, so it's really important that we take a look at what comes up around, like, why are we blocking our self-acceptance? Now, for me, that was incredible fear, right? I had this fear that if I accepted where I was, that somehow that meant I would cut off all of the other healthy activities and habits and everything I created. It was a complete lie. Fear is just false evidence appearing real. It's a story that we make up in our heads. And I always ask my clients, okay, how is that working for you? If it hasn't worked for you, it's time to do something different. If you want different in your life, you can't keep doing the same things over and over and over and expect that, okay, well, if I just keep beating myself up and I won't accept myself, I'm not going to accept where I am. How has that worked for you? Has it really sustained a fit and healthy body, the body that you feel really good being in? And notice I'm saying that, and it can come in all different shapes and sizes. It's a feeling that you're tapping into, really feeling this level of control about what food you eat and your exercise and the habits and all of that in support and in alignment with being a healthy and fit individual. And that healthy and fit individual has self-acceptance and personal responsibility as to how they got where they are right now in their life. Okay. So this was a huge topic, and I was inspired to talk about it further based on the video that I did last week, where I shared my little, my little thing, it's dirty secret, I guess, I was harboring about the body positivity community, and that my experience was like, oh God, like this is not the message that we really want to send. And I had a little issue there. So I just brought up like, hey, is it helpful, or is this holding you back? And I will link that video in this video, by the way. But it inspired me to go dive deeper into the self-acceptance thing, because the body positivity community and health at every size and F your beauty standards, all of that really has this message of self-acceptance, but there's like this resistance with that going on that I'm witnessing all over the place in social media with the clients that I start working with, and we have to work through that, right? So I hope this shifted your perspective, gave you a little food for thought, as I promised in this video, that it's something to chew on. So we start thinking about things differently, and when we think about things differently, that's where we can start to choose differently in our life. So I've got some exciting news. Next week, I'm going to announce I'm opening up my Mind Fit mentorship. This is a really exciting higher level program that I'm going to open up to a small group of women where we're able to actually work one-on-one in a small group, much deeper on our mindset. So yes, so there's diet, yeah, there's exercise, and there's a disconnect between your intentions of setting it up and getting all excited, and then that wanes, right? So I am going to do a lot of hand holding and a lot of step by step and going through my mindset process so you really break free and you know, no longer obsess about food and you really feel good about your body. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I'll be opening up applications for that. You have to apply and then we'll get on the phone. So just keep your eyes peeled. So thank you so much. If you have anything to share, any comments about this self-acceptance, have you struggled with it? Are you struggling with it? Does any of this stuff start to gel and start to make sense? Sometimes what happens is intellectually we understand it, but to actually embody it and feel it within to inspire change may take a little while. Okay. So just be patient with yourself, just be compassionate with yourself. And thank you for tuning in. Until next time, I'm Dana Lee. Bye.